All right. I'm your host, Daryl Johnson, for the street vending community. And the guest I have is FatMan HotDogs from out of Miami, Florida. FatMan HotDogs, thank you. I appreciate your time. Um, the street vending community is about sharing information. It's the backstory of those who are street vendors or interested in being street vendors.
Okay.
One of the questions that I have and I like to ask you is, what were you doing before selling hot dogs?
Um. Well, my 9 to 5 before selling hot dogs was I'm actually a school teacher, middle school teacher.
Okay,
Um.
all right.
But for a side hustle, I was doing radio.
Okay. Yeah, I'm familiar with the podcast. I did see it. That's what you're referring to, right?
Yeah. I did radio. It was online radio station with the Great
Okay.
FM, and then I had my own radio station called NHS Radio.
Okay. Um, are you full time with the hot dog business?
Yeah, you could say full time boss. I do have employees that that works for me from a certain time to a certain time before I get there. But I'm a full time teacher also right now.
Okay. When you setting up for the day, what is kind of like give me like an idea of what needs to be done before and after um doing business, because most people have that I have heard
Mhm.
speak about street vending or doing business in general. Most people, many people I have heard, they talk about the business part, making money, but
Yeah.
there's also a process before making the money, and there's a process after making the money that's related to the setup and breakdown. So before you actually serve a customer, what is your setup time?
Well, actually, like I tell everybody, man, my day, well, my business started at 1, but my day for my business started about 5
Five
because
in the
I have
morning.
to eat. Even though it's just hot dog and sausages, everybody may say, "Oh, yeah, all you gotta do is get hot dog and sausage." No, it's not that simple. You got to make sure you got condiments. You got to make sure you get to these because I go to like the restaurant depot, Jetro's, my meat store. I get everything fresh daily. So I go get my breads. I make sure I got ketchup, mustards. I got to make sure I got aluminum foils. I got to make what else? Hot dogs, buns. I do all this stuff early in the morning because that's when most restaurants be getting up early in the morning. Wait in these lines. Leave one store, go to another store, go get the sausages. Leave that store, then come home. Make sure everything's set up for that day. Well, then I go to my 9 to 5, but then you still have to meal. You have to prep. I have to cut up the onions, the bell peppers. The I have to make sure the cheese right. You have to put them in containers. Like it's a lot of stuff you got to do before. So then by the time we get to the spot itself, it takes us maybe about 30 to 45 minutes to get everything actually done before we serve the first customer at the spot. You feel me? Still, but before then, we still got to pack the U-Haul or pack the truck. Make sure the table's there. Make sure everything clean. Make sure my I forgot what you call them. Put the table coverings. You got to make sure those clean. You got to make sure it's a lot that goes into just a day to day. Also, like you say, afterwards, you got to break it down, count the money, make sure everything is degrees, make sure everything wiped off, make sure utensils, wash the dishes, putting up stuff afterwards, things that you didn't use. Man, eight. Let me see. I'd be out there from 6. I mean, from 1 to about 6 or 7, 7 hours on the street. It starts, yes, 7 hours on the street, but you may spend maybe 13, 14 hours in that whole day just getting everything set up, bro. It is and broke down. It ain't that easy, boy. Street vending is not easy. Not easy.
You accept debit, credit cards, Cash App, Apple Pay, Google Pay.
I accept everything everything. That's the good part about it. Even though I'm a hot dog vendor, people like, you accept credit card? Yes, because everything now has become digital. I accept Cash App, American Express. I accept everything, and people even Zelle, Venmo. I accept it all, really, and it is good because people now don't even have dollars. You'd be amazed if people be like, "Oh, I don't carry dollars." I'm like, "Well, what do you carry?" They're like, "Well, I got Apple Pay." You do Apple Pay? Yep. And you do everybody got their cards on their phone. They just double tap the side and bloop.
Yeah.
And I accept it. Come on, tap it. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's good that you accept all forms of payment.
Yeah.
Side, this is off the topic, but when you said Cash App, the CEO of Cash App, he was stabbed and killed today or last night.
Yeah, I
You
saw
seen
that.
that? You heard it? Yeah.
Yeah. And Facebook and I don't say black people, but people like take your money off Cash App. Nah. Disney running all day without Walt Disney being there.
Oh yeah,
KFC,
yeah,
everything.
yeah. Definitely, definitely,
So
definitely,
they got to
definitely.
worry about Cash App. It's good.
You don't have to tell me all of it, but all of the total amount. But what was kind of like a roughly to get your hot dog business started? Because um, I hear a lot, and people think
Um
people think
but
that you have to have X amount of dollars, or people think it's gonna be a perfect time to get started. As you know, day to day ain't nothing perfect. So, what
yeah.
would be a decent amount to probably, as of today, to start a hot dog business on the street corner?
Um just a rough amount, maybe about $4,000, I would say.
4,000. Okay.
Yeah, but it depends on the size hot dog cart. Like I was lucky to buy mine for like $2,000.
Uh huh.
Um, and then with the permits and lights, because I didn't know that you needed a tag for a hot dog cart. I did not know that. So you got to go get a tag.
Registration. Yep.
You got to get a registration. You got to get insurance on your company. Your LLC. About a good $4,000, you'll be to get you a hot dog cart and and
All right.
and, and be okay.
Now, question:
Yes,
what
sir.
if someone want to start a business for their kids or their child or children, and they don't have $4,000, but they don't have no permits, no insurance? What would you recommend for them, a way that they can start um, if they don't have that $4,000 budget?
If they don't have a $4,000 budget,
Yeah.
what um is permits that you can get for like events and weekends. You can get a little peddling license if you don't want to do just hot dogs. You can always do like slushies, pre-wrap things, sell candy, stuff like that, just for the kids. If
Yeah.
you're an adult, you probably don't want to sell hot dogs. I mean not hot dog, like little stuff for the kids. You probably want to get into cooking food at your house or something like that. But to be a vendor and you don't have $4,000, I'm gonna say honestly, bro. Sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it. You gotta go out there like you know it. Well, you got what you got. Get it, and then as soon as possible, get your permits and stuff. You know, that's how you can try it. It works for a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the things that I suggest to people when they ask me, and
Hmm.
this is me just being keeping it 100. I say, hey,
Yeah,
wait till the weekend, a Saturday or Sunday, go
yeah.
get you a tent from Walmart,
Get out there. Get out.
and
That's why I
man,
say
get
you
you a
gotta.
pot, boil them hot dogs fresh on the spot, them hot dog buns, get you some
Yeah,
wax paper, some foil. Man, you go to Family Dollar, Dollar
get it.
Tree,
Yeah,
and hey, get you some dollar ketchup, $1.25, whatever it is, mustard, go to Walmart. Hey,
yep,
do what you need to do. Do
yep.
what you need to do. Even if
You
you
know.
have an EBT card,
Oh, that's even perfect.
hey, put that EBT card to work.
Put that hard to work. But see, a lot of people don't. If you a hustler, you'll basically find a way to do it. Because in Miami, I'm not gonna just say in Miami, but around. in our neighborhoods, we got Optimist games. You feel me? You can go to on the weekend to make some cash. You got track and field. You got high school football games, high school basketball games. You got to just talk to somebody. Hey, I can come out here and sell a couple hot dogs. I don't care if it's 50 hot dogs. I know you ain't spent $50 out on a pack of hot dogs.
Right.
You sell them for $1, $2, give you a quick flip, do it again, and then once you're able to get you enough money, you start saving. You got to save up, then you can get your hot dog cart.
Right.
If that's what they want to do. If it's hot dogs, they can be hamburgers, they can be whatever. Start
Right.
small. You feel me? Start small, but the most important thing with street vending is just starting. That's all you got
That's
to do.
true.
Once you start, you will start feeling that energy and feeling that, man, I just made me some money, and it was really easy to do this.
Yeah.
Let's do it. It
Yeah.
honestly becomes a drug because, like, right now, I didn't expect to be where I'm at in the hot dog industry and be named, hey, boy, you got the best hot dogs. And I'm like, bro, I'm not Ballpark. I'm not Nathan. I'm not nobody, but I sell these things. But it's just, it comes with it. You know, we don't cook what it is. We not Tyson chicken, but once we season it, or once we put our touch to it,
Right.
that's where it's at. We got
Right.
the best
Right.
chicken
Right.
now.
Right.
You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We ain't the man can't tongue, but once you throw that juice on that, once I throw my, you feel me?
Right. I'm with you.
You
I'm
gotta
with
make
you.
it. Sometimes you gotta make things your own, man. People been eating hot dogs, and then like hot dogs is one of America's foods. You go to the baseball game, you go eat a hot dog. Football game, eat a hot dog. So the hot dog
It
industry is
is
a very lucrative industry.
very
Street is very lucrative because now it's becoming to where people don't want to go to most of these fine dinings. They would rather
correct.
a place like a food truck. Oh, I heard it's a great food truck over here. And most of these big companies starting to get food trucks and food trailers now. They
Exactly.
see
Oh
the
yeah.
industry is
Oh
moving into
yeah.
that. It's moving that way. What people want to be, man, they want to go to the classic. They want to go to these football games and see that is a food vendor there like, hey, I heard of this. And now they know.
Yeah. Exactly. Something that I witness a lot of is when it comes to street vending. Go back to when you said that the hardest part about street vending is getting started. Um,
Yeah.
that pride and that ego, you got to put that to the side because it's going to be somebody that talk about you
Yeah.
in a negative way. They're gonna try to create a negative um, story or say something about you, but man,
Yeah.
once you put that ego and that pride to the side and you focus on what you need to do,
Mm-hmm.
man, it's gonna be rewarding at the end. But they'll ride by,
Yeah.
take pictures, share the pictures. But hey, as
Yeah.
long as you're working and doing something productive, it pays off.
It's gonna be negative. It's gonna be people who in the same industry that usually be the negative. You feel me? Though
Yeah,
they don't.
yeah,
It don't matter if you sell Lay's potato chips. They don't sell Lay's potato chips like me. I got the best Lay's potato chips.
right.
But that's competition. If you ain't really, you know, I ain't get too biblical, but if it has to for it to be good, it has to be evil. You understand? So
Yeah,
you have to have some type of competition. Somebody's gonna feel like they better than you, or you stole the idea. Oh, I was making kunk first. I was making hot dog first. I was doing. Oh, I told them I wanted to do this. It always come that way. But
yeah,
you're gonna have these people, but sometimes as long as you keep going, like you said it,
yeah,
like I said it already, starting and be the hardest, and don't jump into the hype of the negativity. That be it. Cause some people let the negativity bring them down. Be like, oh, I should go ahead and stop because it ain't it ain't working. Or yeah, they right, man. Keep going. I tell anybody that
keep
don't
going.
don't stop because you never know what it is like. The time that you stop, it could be your big moment. You could be
Yeah,
a day away from something happening. You be like, damn, if I would have stopped yesterday, I would have never been at where I'm at right now.
I got
I wanted to stop, man. I had my son out there, and he was like, "Daddy, there ain't nobody coming." Boy, and I'm like, dog, we
yeah.
$40 a day," and I'm like, "Yeah." But then I told him, I'm gonna pray and thank God for the $40, and then the days that I make the $400, I'm gonna thank him. And the days I make $4,000, I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna thank him. It don't matter how much I make, I'm still gonna thank him.
Right,
So,
right.
you gotta stay consistent, and that's one of the biggest things with the street vending, being consistent.
Yeah,
Being
it's hard. It's challenging because the weather might not be good.
that these people, I was there
And
for,
that will throw you all off, man. And
and they will ask you why you not out. I'm like, bro, it's a storm outside. You understand? I got videos on my Instagram where it was storming. My tent bent up, balled up. People were still, "Are you open?" I'm like, "No, I can't be open." I'm like, "I don't have no tent." I done had to work my customers that held down my tent while I cooked their food, so it won't fly away, man. I'm like, bro, that's challenging, man. They still want to eat, no matter
yep,
what, man. They got to be consistent. You can't give up because people are looking for you, especially if you have a good product. They
yeah,
looking for you no matter
yeah.
what. On my off days, it specifically say I'm off on Wednesdays and Sundays. They will hit me up on Wednesdays and Sundays the most. "You open?" I'm like, wow.
Yeah, when they want what they want, they want what they want. I have a
Yeah,
saying. I say that about being consistent um is something that I believe in, and it's something that I've been able to do for 23 plus years.
yeah, wow,
Yeah, man. Um
wow.
to be consistent 23 plus years, man. I was doing probably about at least 18 hours a day, working 7 days a week. I worked on holidays. Um and
Wow.
I done a lot for 7 days. You can ask my mom could vouch for me. A lot of people can vouch for me. I'm
Uh,
just not saying this, and that's why, for an example, if people see me on my personal social media page, they see
mhm.
me at my home. It's because after 23 plus years, I'm able to finally relax. You know what I'm saying? Like I put work in,
Yeah.
and it's rewarding, and it paid off for me, and it's still
Mhm.
paying off for me, for my family. I'm able to provide and able to make investments. So when I'm gone, um, they'll still be okay.
Yeah.
They'll have to work and add to that, but they'll have a blueprint, and they'll be able to not have to start what we call at the bottom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
they'll come out. But I have a saying that I say that stick with it and go through the process, the good, the bad, because if you plan on getting on the other side of that hump, because sometimes we'll get right there and we stuck. Once you get to the other side of the hump, when you look back on the other side, you be like, man, I finally got over here. This is easier than all the stuff that I was doing 23 plus years ago.
Yeah.
Like my life is easier.
Yeah.
The only thing I might have to do, I might have more. I have more responsibilities,
Yeah.
but them 23 plus years,
Yeah.
man, my life is easier than 20 years ago, 23 years
Yeah.
ago. And that's why I tell people, if they ask me or whenever I speak to people about business in general, keep going, because it's going to get harder before it get easier. And that's a saying. And now I really understand it's
You
going to
realize.
get harder, and then eventually it's going to become easier. When you look back, you'll be like, man, I did all that and now it's easier. It's like I'm pretty sure when you first started, What was hard is now easier because you have a system in place. And once you constantly doing it, it becomes easier and you create a system that'll help you. So one of the things I always tell people, man, being consistent and keep going, because it's going to get harder and then eventually it's going to get easier. So that's definitely being consistent is very important. What you think about McDonald's planning to lay off thousands of people?
You know what?
And close some of their restaurants, some of the locations in the United States. Did you hear about that?
I heard about it. Actually, today I heard about that, and I was like, "What's gonna be the difference?" The ice cream machine still ain't gonna work. You feel me? So it don't matter who they lay off. But now I heard about that. They say everything basically gonna be ran by computers. They get to fix the food, they get to take the orders. But man, we've been hearing this for how long? Almost all our life, people been telling us, the old folks been telling us, "Hey, computer, you learn how to do something. The computer's gonna take over. Computer's gonna take over." We've been learning. They've been telling us for years, computers was gonna take over. That's why they push to us to learn trades, learn stuff that gotta be done by hand. Then they cannot take it from you. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Learn something. But if McDonald's choose to do that, and if it's cheaper for them, which it may be, because McDonald's right now they giving you about $12 an hour just to start. Somebody that's a lot of money for somebody who coming straight off of out of hot. Matter of fact, that's a lot of money for a student in like 11th grade, first job, $12 an hour, $11 an hour, with no responsibility. That's a lot of money.
Some locations paying $13 to $15 an hour. Bruh, I done seen it with my own eyes, and they're giving you free iPods. I forgot all about iPods. They give you a free iPod when you get hired, and they starting you off $13 to $15 per hour.
That's a lot of money, bro. That's a lot of money for college students, for anyone that's just starting off. Somebody with kids, that's nothing. But and then they say they're gonna lay off a lot of workers. You got people that have been working at McDonald's for years, yo.
Yeah, man. A lot of people gonna
for
lose their
years.
job.
That's gonna lose. And the crazy part about it is that was like one of the sayings. If you ain't got you need a job, you better go flip burgers at Burger King, go flip burgers at McDonald's.
Yep. That was like the saying,
That was the go-to. And if they take away the go-to, then where we gonna go? To be honest with you, there's no way to go. But that's why you got to do this street vending. They can't, bro. That would be a nice invention, a food truck that run itself.
Yeah, I've been thinking about investing into this arm. I checked into it. The arm, when it first came out, I think it was, I might be wrong, don't quote me on this, but I think it was like $30,000 for that one arm. Now I checked on it recently, it was like $10,000. So the arm could flip burgers, or you program it, it could flip whatever you needed to flip. And they have some other things that's coming out and that's already out. So I've been looking into that. But the only thing is, once I do that, that's going to eliminate someone's job, whether they working part-time or full-time. It's going to eliminate somebody's job. And I'm still old school with it. So it's a headache, but I prefer to give someone an opportunity to work and try to, take care of themselves and or their family and and do that. But yeah, man, that arm, the last I checked, was about $10,000.
So it's doing cheaper and cheaper to be able to let these computers go ahead and take over. The first ones that saw that they did that one too, the industry, the garbage industry. Remember, it used to be two guys.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Back. Now, all of a sudden, all you need is a driver to press the one button. He lifting it up, putting your garbage in the back. So that eliminated them guys in the back of there. And I used to like for the men to hang. I'm like, when I was a little boy, the man hanging on the back. Oh, they jumping off. They throwing the garbage in there. They ain't got to do that no more.
Yeah. And with the toes, you go through the toes.
Remember, you had to drop the money?
Toe. Yeah, not no more. You just You don't have no pass, no sun pass, or toll pass. That's fine. You'll be
That's sent
getting
to you in
the
the mail.
invoice. Yeah, you'll be getting the invoice to wherever that tag register at.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, you would. That's
So they
crazy.
coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the importance of family, and how involved is your family with working the hot dog cart and overseeing the day-to-day operations?
Well, the family that I created, because you got cousins, mamas, aunties, all of them.
Right.
The family that I created for my son and my people, um, have to be very much involved into it, your day to day,
Yeah.
and because them the people that you're gonna trust. You feel me? Like I say, I can't trust. Well, I can't run my operation by myself because I have 9 to 5. You feel me?
Right.
So I need somebody out there that I can trust. So that I will feel like they have to be very involved. I don't make it mandatory because you can't push your dream on other people.
Right.
You understand? So I give them the option. I say, hey, if you find something, if I'm paying you $300, $400 a week, and you find somebody that's gonna pay you some more, man, you go take that job. I can find somebody else that want the same thing you was just getting. But they have to be. I wouldn't trade my crew for the world. Honestly,
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade my crew for the world because we already done developed that chemistry. Honestly, it's three of us. I do have another waitress that come in from time to time, but
Okay.
we have a chemistry though, like I would say like Joy and Pimpin and what is it with the gold half
Rodman.
Rodman, you feel me, or
Yeah.
Bosh Wade and
Yeah.
LeBron. We working. You understand? We
Right.
getting them up out there at one time. People was like, "Oh man, you got a long line. You got a long line." To be honest with you, people was like, "Oh, we heard you got a long line." Yeah, that's because I was one low staff. You feel me? They looking at a long line like, "Oh, his food must be good," but somebody who really know the industry was like, "No, he's understaffed. He don't have enough people to run that grill. He don't have enough room to run this grill. We can't take orders at the same time." So when I put my son on there, when I added the new waitress, it was like, "Bomb, let's do it. We get him up out of this is your job. As long as you do your job, I can do mine. Then this person do." Man, it's very, very important, man. I
Yeah.
love my family and mine. Gotta get them,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That be your family usually be your first employees until they figure out, nah, I don't want to do this no more. I want to work for you.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. I agree with you, and I believe in man, bringing that money into the household.
yeah,
And I mean, if you want to do something else, that's fine. But I think everyone, my personal opinion, I think everyone needs to play a role,
yeah,
uh, including the baby. The baby need to boo boo, tear up stuff.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Everybody got something to do. Everybody
Everybody,
putting everybody to work in some shape, fashion, form.
that
So
part.
I believe, especially when you have two adults work together,
Yeah,
bring that money to the house, and man, man, you can have the debit, you can have whatever. I'm cool with it, but
yeah,
we must meet and have common ground and have mutual agreement and feelings, and everyone comes together and work and bring that money to the household. That make family trips together better. That makes we
going out.
everybody know what the money is. So
Yeah,
you've been working. You know if that money funny. You
yeah,
already know. Don't be thinking or adding. You know what I'm saying. And another
exactly.
thing, you you teach. It don't matter if you the head or the head of the business. You learn it from your partner, whether
Yeah,
it's your girlfriend, your wife. You
yeah,
learn it from your partner, and at the
yeah,
same time, y'all learning from each other, and you teaching the kids financing. So,
yeah,
for an example, if they know the business only made, this is just an example, they know the business only made $1,000 for a week. They know that they want, and I'm just using this as an example. They know they want something that's $500. Well, that means if you take 500 and you spend 500 and we only made 1,000. I mean, what we gonna eat? gas,
Yeah,
bills. You know what I'm saying? So when the
yeah,
kids work, now the kids understand, and now you don't have to look at uh, your girlfriend or wifey a certain way, and wifey ain't got to look at her husband or a man a certain way
yeah.
because everybody know what that money is.
What the money
So I
going and
think it's
what it's
very
going to. Yeah,
yeah,
even though I make a healthy amount of money, a healthy little bit out there,
yeah.
I it's budgeting. You understand? Like
Got
my
to,
son
man.
know, my girl know that this is for this is for that. I can easily be out here spending it, going to club
Yeah,
because we in Miami. It's always something to do,
right.
spend money
Something
on.
to do. Yeah,
I could be doing all the lavish renting cars but I don't,
yeah,
because it has to go back in the house. Everything has to go back in the house. And sometimes it'd be like, I want the Jordans. I do,
yeah.
but then you have to say, okay, Jordans or rent or Jordans or food or
Right,
Jordans or this. And then my son see that, he be like, well, these Jordans did come out of my daddy didn't buy them. So you know what? I'm gonna be responsible just like that. I'm gonna learn how to put my
right,
money to the side and say, I'm not gonna get these. I'm not gonna buy this because he a game fanatic. So I'm not gonna buy this game this time. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and pay my phone bill first.
right.
And then if I got some left over, because I make him pay his phone bill now. Because at one time I got your phone bill, but he turned 18 and he started working, getting his little money. I told him, man, I'm not gonna pay you and take care of all your bills for you now.
Right, right, right.
So he learning, okay, when the phone bill due, let me pay that first. When I gotta do this, when I gotta do that, So like you said, teach them responsibility, financing, and I asked them on the back to the family when I make decisions for the company, even though it's my company, I
Right,
ask them how do they feel or what do they think about it. Even though I have the last say so, I still make sure that I say, okay, hey, y'all saw the day we had this hiccup or we had this go on. How do y'all feel if we go ahead and change this? You feel me? Because if you just said no, do this, then they start feeling like slaves. You understand? They feel like they have no say so. So that's another thing with street vending. If you're gonna have people there, don't just be the you gotta act like I'm not gonna say not just be the boss, but be the person that you would want somebody to be to you. Don't just be over. You're not doing this right, and you're not doing that.
right,
Be able to say, "All right, hey, I see you're working a little slow. What it is, what can we do to make it a little faster for you? You feel me? What you need us to do? What you need me to do? Oh, I need you to adjust this way." And then, even with a kitchen, and somebody that work in the kitchen know, okay, this person's strong on the fryer, this person's strong on the saute, this person's strong on the grill. But let's put the best people there. You're not gonna put your weakest. He can't fry that good. Don't put him over there. You gotta know how to adjust. And that's with any kitchen. Some days they don't feel like being a fry man all day.
right.
Oh, you feel
Yeah,
me? Learn how to adjust.
I'm big on putting people where they're gonna do well at. Um,
Yeah.
I don't put no one where they're not gonna do well. Now, what I will do, um, little by little, I show them, and then I'll talk to the individual, and I kind of figure out what works good with them, and try to,
Yeah.
mix in what I do with the way they do it. So, for an example, I may use my right, they may use their left. I'm just giving an example.
Oh,
So I'm
listen.
I'm cool. I'm cool with it. It's just when the final result, when it's completed, long as the order is right, clean,
Yeah.
perfect for the customer happy. I'm cool with it. Just because I use my right, you don't have to use your right. Just because I use my left, you don't have to use your left.
It's
So
crazy.
I
It's
kind of
crazy that you
talk and
said that.
communicate. Uh-huh.
It's crazy that you said that because my son, I'm right-handed, he left-handed.
My son too. My oldest son. I'm right-handed, and he left-handed. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Same here, man.
And I be
Same
forgetting it
here.
all the time. I be like, bro, do that. I have to. Oh man, you left-handed. I forgot. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
You have to
crazy.
remind. You have to remind them. You have to remind yourself that
Yeah,
they move and operate different. They say left-handed are very smart people.
and my son very smart.
They very smart, but
Yeah,
when you showing them something,
Yeah.
They looking at it, okay, we drive on the left side. So imagine if we go in another country and we had to take a driving test on
On
the
the right
right
side.
side. We'll be confused too. So it's
Yeah.
an old saying my granddaddy used to always tell me. He'll say, if you want to know how someone feels, just put yourself in those shoes and be honest with yourself. So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? A lot of times we ain't gonna be honest with ourselves, but that's what kind of get me to like work with staff and understand family ways and understand myself first and foremost, because a lot of times I have to stop and think about, okay, I'm right-handed, he left-handed, or I like this,
Mm-hmm.
maybe she or he like that.
This.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of like you got to meet in the middle, because everything just not going to be laid out that way, the way I
Mm-hmm.
do it. Not saying that my way is the best way, because it's more than one way, but I got you on that. Um, I want to ask you how you manage and deal with business time hours with personal time, family time. So how you manage and handle that? How that works for you? With being able, for an example, like to shut down and say, okay, business is business, family is family. Um, how you manage that? Like, is that something easy for you to do, or is that something difficult, challenging? Because I know it's some days now. I know it's some
Yeah.
days.
Yeah. And that's the reason why I chose Wednesdays and Sundays to be off.
Okay.
Because on Wednesdays is usually like, because Mondays usually be my date night. And no matter if we working or not, we'll make sure, I make sure that on Monday nights I went to date night. So now it done changed to a Wednesday or a Sunday. Sunday for family. So we'll go out to like eat. And even though it's our family time, I still would let them know how much I appreciate them. You feel me? I appreciate y'all, working on my dream with me, and working on something that can be passed down. Cause my son like to cook. So but you have to differentiate business and personal time. You got to, and it's hard to manage it because a real entrepreneur or a real business person never stop thinking about their business. You feel me? So I could be somewhere out on a date with my girl and be like, damn, them some nice napkins. I should have used those napkins. I should maybe do this, da 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 da. So I have to sometimes like let me just shut down. So I do things that won't require me to think so much about business. But
Mm-hmm.
people, it's not hard to manage it. And most of the time, she'll be like, "Hey, you see those wax papers? We should have started using the checkerboard. We started. She'll probably bring it up. You feel me? And I'll be like,
Yeah.
I don't want to think about business right now, but you can always think about it. It's not that
Yeah.
hard, but you learn to manage it. You have to pick times for business. You have to pick times for personal. At least once a week, a person should at least take that personal and be like, "This is the day that I'm gonna just do for family," or for the just do personal things. Go to the doctor, walk the dog, run, go to the beach. Even God rests on the seventh day. You feel me? Like you got
Man,
you
I'm a
got to he that was his personal day. He
uh-huh.
took care of business. But hey, but yeah, it ain't that hard. It ain't that hard once you know what you're doing. You know,
Yeah.
it ain't that hard.
I had that was very challenging for me because I put business at the top.
Mm.
Excuse me. What I did, I put business at the top,
Uh huh.
and everything else had to come
Fall in place.
last and work around it. It had to come last. And
Do you feel
it
like that
ended
was
up
a mistake?
um hmm, I'm gonna tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. Yeah, because, It's hard to say, man. I can only look at right now today because
If
whatever I
right now,
did back then
it
got
was
me to
working.
this point.
Yeah,
Where it was a mistake is with um, family. Um, it's hard to talk business and explain business if that's what a person not into.
yeah,
I learned that you have to take slow steps, and my passion for entrepreneurship and the vision that I had, only I can see that. And it was something that I don't think no one would have been able to take that ride with me completely. But I
yeah,
will say this: I could have been better in a lot of areas with showing, displaying, and as a teammate,
yeah.
as working as a team. I just looked at it as if I don't do it, it's not going to be done correctly. And I
Yeah,
know it's a saying for that, and that is it's some truth to that too.
yeah,
But I know in reality that um, it's not going to be another me.
mhm,
So if it's someone that um, you working with and y'all working together, I just learned communicating is better. But I always put business for business was always at the top.
first. Yeah,
Always was at the top. Always. Christmas Eve, I worked. Christmas, I worked.
wow.
New Year's, I worked.
Work,
Easter, I worked.
work.
4th of July, I worked.
Mm.
Thanksgiving, I worked. I work. I work. Now I can travel. I could do whatever I
Yeah,
choose to do. And I'm not saying for someone or anyone to do what I did, but I will say a team is better than just one. And um, I think I could have had more patience and communicated better with just family, with everyone. Um,
yeah. But you know what, man? It's kind of hard.
it
It's
is, man,
hard
because
to
it's a thin
illustrate.
line, man.
It's hard to illustrate your dream to someone else. You know, because you see something, or you trying to get to a point that only you see. You feel me? Like I saw, FatMan HotDogs being okay. I'm gonna put it like this: when you was under the tent, I know you didn't say this is where I'm going to be at all the time. So you
Oh
knew you
no.
wanted to get the tent, then you wanted to get maybe a truck or trailer, then a restaurant, then this. I'm like me. I'm looking at a bigger picture. Some people be looking at you. Hey, they be like, damn dog, it's only a hot dog car. Calm down. No, because I'm looking at a bigger picture. I want to get that building, and then um, like you say, communicating could have been better, and that
Yeah.
that was one of my challenging moments. Like I said, I had to tell myself, okay, you working a little slower, you doing this, or you doing that, and he was actually the one who told me because I was like, bruh, all you got is one job, do this, da 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 da. He said, Daddy, bruh, you don't work the kitchens already. You don't did this in restaurants. You got
Yeah.
maybe 12 to 13 years on me in the
Yeah.
kitchen, so you have the experience.
Yeah.
I'm not you. You coming out here want me to be Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
And I
But you
said,
know
you
what?
know
That's
what?
good. He told you that because now open up your thought process in your mind. You be
Exactly.
like, you know what? He right.
Exactly. And he right. You feel me? Once he told me that, I was like, you know what? He absolutely right. He
Yeah.
absolutely right. He cannot be Gordon Ramsay. I do have years of experience on him. So the only thing I could do is give him the tools or give him the fundamentals of it. Start him off at this, because you ain't gonna just come in being a sous chef. You got to start with prepping. You got to start the line
Yeah.
because you got to, I told him, I say even if you want to go to school for it, I got you, but
Yeah.
we got to start somewhere. My communication when I first started with him could have been better, like you said.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't put the business too much first, but I did put a lot of pressure on my family
Yeah.
to try to execute what I wanted, and it
Right.
was, and I pushed it on them. You feel me? That's why I say you can't
Yeah.
push your dream on somebody like
Nah,
that.
you can't, man.
Cause then
You got to
that
roll it out slowly, but little at a time.
little at a
And,
time.
yeah, and some they're gonna pick up on, some things they
Yeah,
not. But as they
yeah,
come around, because you said with your woman, she'll bring it up now. Be like, oh, you should
yeah.
use them napkins. So little by little, it's gonna come. See me, I straight just I was like this. Hey, the plane gassed up, the train ready to go. Hey, it ain't waiting on you. You get left, you get left.
Left.
I just
Yeah.
dropped the load, and that's where I was wrong at. So, far as my decision making, far as it's hard, man, because I don't believe if I truly don't believe I'll be in the position that I'm in and be able to provide and be here today if I would have did something different, far as put business second. But I think if I would have put business second, now when I say put business first, something something that was family related, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with you, man.
Uh-huh.
That can't last.
What, family?
I was wrong. Yeah, man. It could be places to go, things to do, and I put business first. And I would say that's where I was wrong at.
Oh man.
It's nothing wrong with having business at the top of the list, but it's not to me. And this is how I feel right now today. It's okay to have business at the top of the list, but make sure make sure I have God and family up there with that. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And what I did was I had
Yep.
business at the top and everything else.
Uh-huh.
Everything else was under business. And I would say that's where I was wrong. So if business here, family and God need to be here.
Yep.
You follow me?
Yep.
Business can still be up there at the top, but family and God need to be up here.
First.
What I did, I had family up here. I mean, I had business up here, and family was down here. Now, I always had God, but family was down. And the thing is, it's not that I didn't love or didn't care or don't care. But when you put business up here and you have family second, it don't matter what I say or what I said. It's gonna always seem like I don't care, and I acknowledge that, and that's something that I learned. So, man, that's been tough. But now my views and the way I move and everything, it's totally different now.
Maybe you was thinking like I was thinking. You know, without the business, I can't take care of family. That's why he put it first.
And man, you know what, man? I know people say money ain't everything, which is not. But you're going to need something out here to move around. Money is not everything, but you're going to need something out here to move around. Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You needed to move around, man.
So business can be here, but God and family is up at the top now. Yes, so sir. I try to do more and just, bro, sometimes I beat myself up. I be trying to make up stuff that I did, man. I never even been to a wedding, man.
No.
Nah, man. You know how many weddings I miss? I'm telling you, man. Straight work. I mean, I know people exaggerate. I know people want to sound good, get the likes and the views. I'm telling you, if you look at me, you would think, man, that man been to a wedding. He probably been so and so. And I done travel outside the country. I done travel around. I'm talking about doing business. I'm not talking about traveling to take pictures and go stay in a hotel or go walk on the beach. No, I travel different places to do business with and for my company. And I never been to a wedding.
That's crazy.
Yeah, never in my life.
That's crazy.
Right now today. So I've been trying to hold on because one day hopefully I get married.
Yeah.
That'll be my wedding. That'll be my first wedding.
You go to.
Yeah, I mean, unless So yeah, man. So that's what it been for me. Okay. I'm glad to have you on the show, man. And I want to tell you thank you for your time.
No problem.